Now we're going to take a look at the instrument control software. Now this is something that was simplified and made even more user-friendly on this generation instrument. So let's go ahead and take a look.
Now we're taking a look at the instrument control software. So this is for the Orbitrap Exploris 240. Now on the top ribbon, we have a few buttons to select. We have the play, pause, and stop button. The play button will turn the instrument on. The pause button will put it in standby, and the stop button will turn it off. To the right of that, we have application mode, and on the 240 and also the 480 instrument, we have a few application mode options, so peptide, small molecule, and intact protein mode. To the right of that, you can select positive or negative ionization. You can choose to centroid or collect in profile mode. You can also average your scans if that is something that will help your experiment. And then also the valve switching. So if you want to direct your LC stream or direct infusion into the mass spec or to waste, you can do that. Then also the syringe pump. So here I'm infusing 5 microliters, but I can turn that off pretty quickly by just clicking on this button. To the right of that, there's a camera button here. And then this would allow you to collect or record some scans in real time. You can select the file directory for that. You can also choose to upload a preloaded method to collect your data using that predefined method. So a few options here in the top ribbon. On the left-hand side, on the left panel, we have 3 tabs: ion source, define scan, and calibration. On the ion source tab, there's several options here that will allow you to adjust the settings for the ion source. You can select positive ion spray voltage, negative spray voltage, sheath, aux, sweep, and also the ion transfer tube temperature, so you can make those adjustments. On the boxes here, these are the values that we're setting, but then to the right we have the actual real-time readbacks of what we're getting. Now, something I'd like to point out on current LC flow, if you wanted to adjust, this is a feature that's underutilized by customers and users for mass specs, but if I know that I am operating at 50 microliters, I would type 50 microliters per minute here, get defaults, and then it would give me the recommended settings. Now, I'm a long time or previous demo chemist, and I've optimized to no end, and usually I would say that these current or suggested settings are pretty accurate. So I would definitely start here when you're setting up a method. So that's a little bit of a tip. The next tab is define scan. You can choose from a variety of scan types in this tab: full scan, MS2 scan, sim scan, or you can monitor your internal calibrant solution in real time. Below that, Orbitrap resolution. So the nice thing about our Orbitrap instruments, as opposed to maybe some other instruments that you're used to, is we allow you a variety of options. So you can choose the resolution setting that fits your purpose or fits your experiment type best. So we're not designating you or dictating that you go to either fast acquisition only or high sensitivity only. You really do have full control over the resolution setting, and you can choose the right setting that's for your experiment. Below that, we have scan range, and then front end optics, so controlling the RF lens. You might adjust that depending on the size of your analyte. Then the AGC target, there's some suggestions. You can do custom setting or just the standard max injection times and things like that, which are more pertinent when you do some method development, but also an option on this tab. The third tab is the calibration tab. Now, this is the tab that I think has seen the most improvement on the instrument control software, and it's made much more, it's a much more simple approach when you have to calibrate an Exploris instrument as opposed to previous generation instruments. And this is something that I really have come to appreciate as I have to calibrate, routinely on an instrument. So here at the top, we can see mass calibration. We can see the recommended calibration date, the last successful date that it was calibrated, and then we can also see the status of the system calibration. Now, when it's recommended and when it was last successfully completed. And as you can see here, system calibration isn't something that you would do routinely. It's usually once a month, but then the mass calibration is something that you would do on a more regular basis just to make sure that your instrument's at peak performance in terms of mass accuracy. Now below that you have, the options, right? You can choose to calibrate it or to just check it, switch between ionizations. Again, the mass or the full system calibration. And then another bonus is that, setting up calibration is pretty simple, but just in case you forgot or you want to make sure you're doing it properly or you're looking at the spectra properly or the settings properly, take a look at that as well. That's a nice overview of the instrument control software.